In this video, I'm going to be giving you a breakdown on how I made this shot. So this is going to be a little bit of a shorter video because I'm working on a big project right now that you guys will soon see. Alright, this is the timeline. It's not the most organized timeline, but yeah, basically let's start with the floor. So this is the floor. If we open the comp, it's basically just a fractal noise. So let's go to the effect control. So basically, I'm just going to be showing you the settings of what I used and pretty much all the effects that I used to execute this effect. So I pretty much just used dynamic progressive and then animated it so that it looks like it's kind of like a more water type motion, if that makes sense. I don't know. So yeah, I animated the offset turbulence. And the evolution, I use an expression. This is the expression I used, loop out offset. So yeah, basically just use a fractal noise, then I comped that, and then I turned on the 3D box. I used a vector blur and 2 brightness and contrast, and that's kind of how we get this. I also created a mask around the floor, so this is what it ended up looking like. And I wasn't too worried about the colors for this, because I was gonna work on the colors like at the end. So I guess now we can cover the shadow hand, the little hand that like pops up. This is kind of random, I'm not gonna lie. You can honestly keep this out. So yeah, for the shadow hand, I'm gonna go inside the, well, yeah. So it was basically just a green screen of me going like this. It's just simple green screen, and then back in the comp, I just added a fill and then a fast box blur. I honestly feel like I could have executed this part a lot better, like right here. It's pretty unrealistic, but you know, you live and you learn. So now let's go to the actual subject. So let's go to the floating key comp. So basically, all I did was I was on a green screen sitting on a stool, and I was basically just doing like the kind of motion you're seeing here. But the trick to this, to make it actually look like you're underwater, is the slow motion. So yeah, I think I recorded this shot at 120 frames and then I just slowed it down. So yeah, if you go to the timer mapping, I just slowed the footage down. And then I just keyed myself out. It's really simple. I didn't do like any cool trick with it. And then basically I just animated the position, scale, and rotation. And if you look at these little clips right here, these are just bubble assets that I got from Production Crate. We'll leave a link in the description. But yeah, basically just added bubbles because, I mean, if you're underwater, there's just gonna be bubbles. And then this part right here, I just added some like dust assets, even more bubbles. And yeah, if you isolate this is what it looks like. And now this is where I start making the shot actually look good. So I created a blue solid and then added a soft light to it. And then this is what it looks like before. So yeah, it made a huge difference. So yeah, that's how you get like that blue tint. And then for the rays were pretty simple, and the rays are honestly probably my favorite thing about this effect. So if we go in here, it's pretty much the same thing with the floor. I'm pretty sure I just duplicated the floor and then put it on top. So yeah, same thing there. And the trick to this is I created another comp, and inside this comp, I added a sky texture. So yeah, I added this sky image texture, and then I pre-composed this. And then I added this glass effect, the CC glass effect. And then I used the sea level comp, which is what I just showed you with the floor. And I used that as a matte. And that's kind of how you get this like water texture. It's actually a really cool trick. I can go into more details on a separate video if you want to learn how to do this. But that's pretty much how I made this realistic water. And then for the rays, pretty simple. I just used the levels, radial blur, tint. And then I added a separate rays effect. I just used Sapphire's rays preset. And as you can see, it kind of like boosts the rays more. And then I also added in this background to kind of give more of the feeling that you're underwater. So it's kind of just like extra dust, particles. I also got this from Production Crate. And then I just set the blending mode to screen And then pretty much the last thing I added was color correction. So this is what it looks like before. Big difference. This looks disgusting. So yeah, this was the first one I added. I just used curves, tint, and then the colorista from Red Giant. And then I also added an exposure. And then I added another color correction layer. And this kind of just gives it more contrast. On this layer, I just added a lumetri color and set the blending mode to soft light. Whenever you set an adjustment layer to soft light, it creates a lot more contrast to your shot. And I mean, yes, you can just use the contrast from the lumetri color, but I just kind of liked this way better. I don't know, it kind of gives a different look. It's kind of the same, I don't know. But that's what I did here. And then yeah, I also added a camera here for the camera movement. It's a very subtle camera movement, but if you look at it, it kind of looks like you're like going forward, but you're not. I don't know. I just thought it was a cool effect. But yeah, that's pretty much a breakdown of how I did this shot. I hope you guys enjoyed this breakdown. If you guys did, definitely leave a like and a comment. I know it was more of a simpler video, but that's because I got something special coming soon. I can't wait for you guys to see it. And yeah, I'll see you guys next week.